Hi guys, after 1 week of cheering, there is a new episode. Today we continue with episode 7. Let's not go around anymore, let's start regretting the content of the previous episode. After they found it, they saw Do hugging or after standing still for a long time, they went to ask Han, but Heidi said that there was a family matter, but instead of Suho, he took her away. As for Youngwoo, returning to the club on the way back to home. Spring, Zahari was going to the police station for her brother because of a fight, so he was arrested and went to the station, just went to the girl to work for him one time, then knelt down. Sorry to the victim's family, but this mother is determined not to let them go. They are determined to deal with this case according to the law, even though the fight does not know who is right and who is wrong, but the one who lacks money is always the one to apologize. Do not accept that example. The two sisters are arguing about the virus. Harry just want you to experience the wrong thing so that you don't have to suffer any consequences, and the younger brother doesn't care how his life will turn out and will definitely not humble himself in front of others. Another in the middle, they saw all of this the next day. Harry had a heart attack, because the amount of money to compensate for Harry's troubles is okay or next to him, he immediately finds a way to contact him. With the victim's family a little later, the group gathered to discuss the upcoming festival, and here they also had a competition with each other. The vice captain would set up a training session for the members with which team was better. Then she will be on stage, and Sunbainam Schumann will be the one in charge of helping with the plan. This time when she finished talking, she came to give the phone back to Jiru. I said I just picked it up by accident. At this moment, looking back and passing by made her feel very familiar, but he did not have to admit this and reached out when Dungdu came to ask or write down what happened yesterday, but she still refused to tell her story or not. Only then asked him again why yesterday. This question made Youngwoo confused. Don't use the excuse to say that it's just a type of child asking in foreign countries, this is very normal. The guy asked me again at this time, or did Dewey Sage scold him for being a jerk? And at the same time, of course, he walked in, startling two people. Replace Youngwoo Sage. Hurry, daily leave here. Harry in a nasty passing over here. Youngwoo still hasn't recovered and replaced the zooming Sunbainam and asked him and Harry who are dating. Youngwoo said in the love team, how could such a thing happen? But because I thought that Dung's actions would cause misunderstandings, Harry scolded him like that. Schumann also said that before, Youngwoo was always like that and often misunderstood others about love, but she didn't know. It's honestly just a waste of time, don't dare say it out loud. He can't break the club's bill to go home or whatever, he's still so sad about his brother's story. Together with their mother, who is always here, they went to see their younger brother, or because he is not very natural except for the other person who is a brother-in-law in Hanoi Spring. I will help Vuong clear the crime on the condition that he has to help him with one thing that doesn't need to be said. He knows what it is, and the next day it's still that soulless face. Euro can't escape the scene of hugging or writing yesterday. The members also saw something strange about their captain. When everyone went to the do area, gave one suggest it's American style goodbye without them agreeing. The fact that the group came back and told each other that the captain was crazy today and Youngwoo was still feeling those hugs, but he didn't feel that it was very different when eating or what, maybe lacking a little vibration. Who said? People sent it but didn't dare to say it. But this side, or because I was practicing until I lay down on the floor when Do walked in and turned to leave, I didn't see people automatically running away. Hero is here, but now a good news has come to Harry. She did not understand why the other side withdrew the lawsuit, but Harry was still very happy that this was over. On the other hand, they were also happy for Harry's happiness. Over here, Youngwoo, because he worked so hard to prepare for the upcoming festival, he got a nosebleed unconsciously, not knowing if this is a normal disease or the old scenario is cancer. Then it's sad in the family, and now Schumann Sunbainam is looking back on old memories when touching hands and wearing familiar clothes. Suddenly Schumann remembers the times when the old grief was too much pressure to stop her breathing. This is like Harry's thinking. Meizu was there in time to give medicine. Schumann, after a while, she gradually recovered that night when she studied too hard. Immediately, without thinking, he brought food here. The two of them had a conversation with each other. Harry mentioned his beating brother, constantly complaining and worried, and then Suho said, why do you have to worry so much about parenting, so let your parents take care of it. But Heidi said that a rich guy like you just mocked, because this sentence made him a bit sad. Why do you think? I don't know. Because he himself did not lack anything, but in his eyes, or because they were usually the one born at the finish line, there was nothing to worry about with rice, and electricity, which reminded him of the conversation with Gee Gary, he asked his brother-in-law about Harry's weaknesses like that, but they got rid of them. But his wound Harry could not understand because in her eyes calling herself a perfect person was really difficult for a man and woman. Why, the next day, they caught Harry napping in the club room. He was immediately attracted to this beauty. He suddenly experienced it when he looked at it for a long time. At the same time, you also walked in and saw this scene, making him a little underpay. You also went to look at her, but it was very strange, making him not show an answer face to face. The two looked at each other and argued. Instead of paying her to tell her where she used something to avoid embarrassment, he didn't immediately talk about it. At the same time, Rooney Sunbainham called to see the two talking about love and William. Just like that, she immediately showed proof of love, of course, saying that everything is over, now he and the zooming Sunbay are just sisters. Just hearing this makes Harry happy. She immediately said goodbye and left today. Aries and Schumann came to interview a senior here. The man who told the juniors half of this story advised that youth should live well. Don't be afraid to lose as long as you don't break the law. Let's do what we like. Don't let this youth have something to make himself regret these words to make Youngwoo think about these things. Wishing you to be with the TV immediately. The yacht texted an appointment. She said that she had something important to say, probably not confessing, but a while after entering the club room, Joru saw something unusual. I doubt someone has pasted his picture and cried a lot about the pictures of the day taken when two people were hugging. Who did these things today? After or because she had met her face, she ran to ask where we met later. Harry received a text message yesterday from Youngwoo thinking that he was being confessed to, so he had the same attitude of dating. It was true that happiness showed all the time, but in his head he kept thinking about the house and the other things. Kid moments later, Euro met MS to talk to the glove he accidentally saw on Min Jae's book has a constant. It's very similar to the mail from a stranger texting, even though before this makes him a little suspicious of his member and this side, or because he is anxiously waiting at the cafe. Also said that today is a beautiful day to confess. Just saw Youngwoo coming. The sage calmed down, but his next speaker will disappoint her. Dongdu hesitated to say something, but in the end, apologizing for his overreaching actions that may have caused misunderstandings, but saying that this place did it or she felt disappointed, she said no and hurry to get out of here. Harry was about to turn around to say something, but in the end didn't have the courage to say what he was feeling, and here he was also very disappointed in himself. The next day or something, coming to the training ground with a sad face, as soon as she saw Dongvu, she immediately avoided her, and he was just paying attention to Lin Yang and paying attention to see if he was the one who texted me a moment later. While practicing, they accidentally fell and went to ask him if he was okay. The two of them had a conversation. Even if you are smart, you can't say that you like it, you won't let the difficult situation happen. But for example, the law prohibiting following in the team has been so many times that you can't tell your heart. This story has been told by LG in one side heard at that time where the dude Tide Wong Min was sick. He immediately went to ask, but she said it was okay and left here instead of chasing after him, but was caught by 2 videos. Yes, she said, don't go, and said that she hates to see him care. Moomin was about to boldly confess her feelings when she got swollen and pulled away. Hari wanted to come back, but they said don't look at the captain. Let's just look at it for a moment. This made the atmosphere between the three of them a bit awkward, seeing that Du also walked in but was stopped only to miss the one occasion that Harry had already left. His vision of returning home was like a lost soul, so she lamented to her mother that she had just done a stupid thing right now. She was very awkward, didn't know what to do, and over here they were also remembering about it. He expected to feel embarrassed saying such words the next day when he heard that he was working at a convenience store and touched, though here the two of them were very awkward because of yesterday and now. The zooming senior was also present immediately. Harry's attitude turned to hate for a while after using Google Vitui. Dong Min asked or born to help me number here. The two people talked to thank you. Did I ask Jojo or not? She did not deny it, but asked again that Schumann still likes the captain, right? Not surprisingly, both of them admitted that they like Du but their feelings. It is very difficult to say that this side has made an appointment with MS this time. He has determined that he is the one who sent the threatening message. He also admits this because before he was very peaceful with 2 cold tablets, seeing that Harry was not legitimately in the cheering team. He did these things, but now Min Shoes has no prejudice against anything anymore. The texting is his fault. As for the other pictures, it's not like Youngwoo is wondering who took the pictures at this time. Ninja gave him a piece of advice that people should not let people say that he was biased. Someone, The person Hyundai mentioned was Harry, but the next day when she was busy with ticket printing, now the two of them were face to face, replacing Jung Woo Heen to help. The distance between the two is also close to each other. Hey, or what do you want to say? What you want to say? Tell me more. Maybe the Do area has been advised by Hyundai's fire, the impact of hearing or anything feels awkward, the words that were about to be said were blocked. This story also hastily ended the mobile application, but she still hasn't. Don't be sad now or whatever, cry the next day. The Sun told the story to her best friend. Harry felt like he was being kicked, so even though they didn't know each other, it made the city feel that way. Hari decided from today to sit in front of people and just finish talking, then met the real one after a while, but still like every time the attitude sent was not fake on how. In the end, I was too shy, so I had to sneak into that dark room when I got home, or because I had been in fusion. Tam Than Tin is no longer in love, but looking at it, Hai can't be serious because he sees his brother often using a gift box to tell him to come give it to the victim's family before, but the younger brother is too lazy, because he knows they are very green at his sister's school. They also say that a fake person just needs to give money to be obedient, so he was very angry because his sister stopped taking the first step to replace the mother immediately. Give him one and then send it to Harry's room. Mother also told Harry, you just live and do what you like. If you're young, don't live like that anymore. Even though it's true, but these words did a good job, right? Sad the next day, she was not in the mood at all. Now they came to comfort. Harry asked if he felt she explained or not. That's how he finds it good, because she's so cool even though she's poor, but she always tries to overcome. That is the most precious thing, so there's no shame in all these words have done for good to regain the spirit. She decided that she would live and continue to overcome the obstacles ahead. The next day it was time to choose to stand on the stage. Both groups came out in good spirits afterwards. The performance of Hyebian. After days of practice, everyone has improved a lot. Seniors are also happy to see this after a while. Both sides have completed their exams. The applause is well deserved for their practice, and the final product is the Suho group of 3 who will represent the freshmen on stage. Then the practice side of the whole team cheering. In the evening, they took turns preparing for the festival, which was already very busy, but she often wrote and broke it, followed by non-stop rehearsals for the children. That's when the whole family. Then it was for the fans. When everything was done, now there was only one day left until the festival. The captain assigned the whole group to take turns to watch this place. After that, everyone was accepted. Those 2 tickets to the festival. Before leaving the house, Harry shyly gave 2 tickets to his mother, saying that if she was free to come and see, she could finish her work, but she hurriedly left even though she was very indifferent. Well, the mother was still happy when she was invited, then eagerly went to prepare things to attend tomorrow. On this side, they are also holding 2 tickets, but his family is not very peaceful. Today is the wedding anniversary of his parents, but his father did not pay attention to his wife, as this happens often. They were angry and resented his father for being heartless. After that he tasted 2 pictures. That ticket. Give your parents that bag. They've arrived in Harry's province. Now it's time for the 2 of them to guard the hall. While this party bought coffee with the intention of giving it or drinking it to relieve fatigue, he also bought a portion of Sasalo so that no one would have to say anything at this time. The 2 of them were confiding in each other. Harry saw the forest as if they were very sad. A person who was always available, even like him, had a trip today. Harry talked about his situation to comfort him, but not to deceive a person like Spring. They shed tears now. He can't be tough anymore even though he doesn't lack money, but in his cold house, they have never felt happiness. Now he begged or recorded. Just think of me once, don't see this deserted rice field. The video of hugging him in Vu's lap is right. At that time, even though he came here, he saw this scene. He was still young, he couldn't stop crying in his arms, looking at them for a long time. Then Jung-woo stopped as if he had let go of his bad emotions. So you turn around and leave this time. This is also the end of this love triangle. Will Plastic Viet understand the hearts of the viewers, because everyone seems to want Harry to be successful? For men and women, let's watch the next episodes, everyone, or just let Admiral Lie Nha see you all again. Bye.